Making sorghum from pure cane is an art that's been passed down from one generation to the next in the Townsend family. Let's see how it's done as we travel to Jeffersonville, Kentucky.
Well, I grew up in sorghum. My dad made sorghum for as long as I can remember, I think 50-some years. They say I'm actually the 5th generation. It goes all the way back to probably my step-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather back into the McCoys. And it always intrigued me. I always couldn't wait to get in from school to go to the sorghum mill. Of course, had to work when I got there. I had, my job was getting the wood and picking up the heads, but it always the smell and the atmosphere and always intrigued me. I always liked being around the sorghum mill. I guess when the sweet sorghum first came to the United States, it was probably somewhere around early 1850s. They had a little small mill. Some of them were actually made out of wood. Some of them was a little 3-roller mill that the mules would go around in circles, and you would feed the stalks of cane in between those rollers and squeeze the juice out. Most of the time they would have a little small evaporator and or a box. A lot of them use the hog scalding boxes, anything, whatever they had, or iron kettles, anything to boil or to evaporate the water out of. They just used whatever they had on the farm to get by. But it was they would cut the cane by hand.
Danny has a very diverse operation here. He raises about 40 to 50 acres of sorghum cane, raises about 26, 27 acres of tobacco, raises a lot of vegetables. He's into a whole lot of different things. So he's got a very diverse operation, and he keeps a lot of people busy throughout the county all year.
In the winter time, we'll go through and we'll select out the best seed, and we'll take it to and have it checked for germination and make sure it is good seed. And then we actually transplant some. In early latter part of April, we use the styrofoam trays, and we put 4 seed in a cell of a 200 cell tray. And we'll start those, and it takes about 3 weeks from the time they're seeded until the time they're transplanted. But we plant, direct seed into the ground. We work the soil just like you're getting ready to set tobacco or something, and then we would plant the seed. We plant 1 seed every 6 inches. And we plant 40-inch rows, and almost about like corn. Corn will grow pretty fast. It comes out of the ground. It's 3 or 4 inches tall. Sorghum is real small. It takes it forever to get up to 4 or 5 inches tall. And then we cultivate it. We usually cultivate 2 or 3 times a year.
Okay, this is the preheated juice that's already been heated to 170 degrees. We heat it 170 degrees and let it set for about 2 hours. We get rid of about 90% of the skimmings. There's a lot of skimmings, impurities, and proteins that boils out of the juice of sorghum. Most generally, it takes about 8 gallons of juice to make 1 gallon of the finished sorghum syrup. But this year, with being a little dry as it has been, it's actually down to about a 5.5 to 6 ratio. So all we're doing here, we're just bringing it to a boil and removing what skimmings is left in the sorghum. This is a 16-foot long pan. It is heated with steam. We have a natural gas forged steam boiler that furnishes our heat for us. There's just probably a couple of those in the state of Kentucky right now in operation. We used to cook with wood. We used wood up until about 20 years ago, and then we started cooking with propane and natural gas, and then with some of the grants became available while we were able to get a gas-powered steam boiler. We call it the finishing pan. This is where the juice is transferred from our other pan. And we can control this one a little bit better, control the heat on it. As you can see, the way it's coming in, the bubbles are a whole lot bigger. It's in a semi-syrup form, And then this one is really defined. You can actually see the steps as it's been closer to being finished. This one's like maybe 220 degrees, 225, 230, and then the finished one, you can see it's running about 235 degrees. That gives us a good consistency.
A lot of it is word of mouth, repeat customers. You know, we have customers come here that, you know, oh, we've been buying your sorghum for years. My father and grandfather, they all been buying, you know, they've been coming and buying our sorghum. We ship it, you know, not great amounts, but anybody wants sorghum, it goes all over the United States. And we do festivals that people come and do festivals. Morgan County Sorghum Festival and Appalachian Renfro Valley, they have Appalachian Harvest Festival, and people look forward to coming there every year and buying sorghum. They like to see it made. They like to talk to us, you know, personally, that we know we made the sorghum.
Have to get all those skimmings out of the juice.
It is a way of life for us. I mean, you know, it wouldn't be fall of the year if we wasn't cooking sorghum. It just wouldn't be. I mean, you know, that's all we knew when we grew up. It was a sorghum. So I don't know if it'll be here another 100 years or not. I mean, that's beyond me. But I think I've still got another 15, 20 years left in me. So we're going to stretch it as far as we can.